Hi students, today our topic is cloud computing and big data analytics. So generally, if we are designing an particular IoT devices, so surely towards this IoT devices, it was enabled with few more technologies. So out of this, cloud computing and big data analytics are these two are going to play a vital role to execute one particular IoT devices, right? So let us know what is cloud computing actually and what is big data. So cloud computing in general way, if I want to say, is all about like the cloud is nothing but a particular internet, as servers, right? So we'll be trying to use some particular server, some particular internet servers to store our data. So it could be a small data, it could be a big data. It's all about we are trying to use some particular internet. So in that internet, we were trying to prefer one particular server to store our data. And again, we can retrieve our data, we can monitor our data, we can go with some particular analysis of our data. So this is what about cloud computing, right? So when it is all about we are trying to store the total data in our servers, we'll be trying to take some particular server in the internet and we'll be trying to store there, and whenever required, we'll be trying to retrieve. This is about cloud computing. Coming to the big data. So big data, the name itself is trying to say something. Is all about when the data is not sufficient to store in our small devices, whatever we have, we'll be trying to use the networks, internet servers. So there we'll be trying to store our total biggest data. So here in cloud also we'll be trying to use the servers and internet. In big data also we'll be trying to use the internet servers. But thing is all about in cloud it is not actually, it is not important that it should be a big enough or it is all about the biggest data. No, we can use even it is a small data. But here it is all about if it is only the biggest one, the lengthy data, and after and keeping the total data storing into some particular servers in the internet, then analytics in all the sense, like when we are doing, when we want to go with some sort of analysis, some sort of calculation, there we'll be trying to use this big data and we'll be trying to analyze. So this is about the major difference between cloud computing and big data. Let us know exactly the cloud computing. Yeah. So here you can see here the cloud computing is all about delivering an application and service over internet. So with the help of internet, we'll be trying to deliver some applications and services, right? So this is what the exact cloud computing. So here what about the further is all about, it is trying to provide the computing, some sort of uh, computing, networking, storage resources on demand. So depending upon your demand, how much storage required, how much towards the networking you are taking help, is all about like how much you require, which but depending upon application, you'll be trying to use this. And coming towards this cloud computing, again this type of services, like as I said, the cloud computing is all about giving the services, storing your data into the internet, and again you can retrieve and monitor your data, right? So this is happens with the help of again three different services we have. So here you can see we have three services. One is IAAS, PAAS, and SaaS, right? IaaS in the sense infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So what are these three different services and what it is for? So IaaS is an rent infrastructure. PaaS is all about like supplying some sort of environment to them, and SaaS is all about the end user who is trying to use the internet and subscribe the data. So let us know in deep about these services. Yes. So you can see here how these services were divided. Actually, the IAS is the last major base one, which is having the high-end cloud. So actually the infrastructure as a service, IaaS, is all about the architecture, means the engineers who are trying to maintain a number of hardware, biggest storage devices and networks and all. They are trying to have a major cloud part is with the hand of IaaS. So they try to maintain a biggest cloud servers and all storage elements and all the work required to store and compute and all. So all base work will be handled over by the IAS person. Next, coming to the PAS. So here in platform as a service is all about a small companies who try to take some part of cloud, some part of a server uh, with the help of IAS, and they'll be trying to develop their own softwares or develop their own projects, and that makes help of users. So final one is software as a service. So this is the end users who are trying to take help of these servers and all, and they will be trying to retrieve the information or they'll be trying to send the data. So here you can directly interact with IAS or you can take help of PAS, right? So by the help of this, you will be trying to take the services, right? So in other way, it was explained in this diagram. You can see here, guys, the same diagram was differentiated. Here also, they are trying to explain this IAS, what is IAS and what is PAS and what is SAAS. So you can observe here, IAS is the exact infrastructure as a service, a biggest cloud. On the right, total right side, you can say private cloud. You can see here. So I'm taking as an example as an Amazon web server, or I can have, we will be having the clouds. Google also have its own cloud. Like that, we have multiple clouds who are trying to have their own servers and all. So one of that is Amazon web server as an example I am saying. He tries to maintain the total network and he'll be trying to store the total servers with him. So that is what broad network access and rapid elasticity. Next, platform as a service. So a platform as a service is all about the smallest communities or smallest companies who tries to take the some part of cloud from the IaaS, and they'll be trying to build some application, some particular software to be used by the users. So they build their own cloud. They take the cloud from the help from the main IaaS, and they try to add some more software toward that to get some flexibility, and they sell again to the software survey users, right? So here I can take an particular, as I'm using the MI mobile, Redmi mobile, I can say MI. So the Redmi mobile, as an example, I'm saying he will be trying to take the Amazon web server, right? So I'm not sure it is saying, but yeah. So let me say the Redmi mobile is trying to take the Amazon web server, some part of the area, some part of the cloud, or some part of this server. Will be trying to take, and MI is trying to build their own applications, whatever the mobile is trying to have some server and all. So the total means if I am using the my mobile, so surely whatever the storage and some particular services we'll be trying to take with the MI, right? So as we are trying to use some MI applications and MI data, so surely that MI is taking the help of the Amazon web servers, and they are trying to give us the um, availability. So this is what platform as a service, PAS, which is all about measured service or on demand and self service. It's all about like depending upon the requirement, they'll be trying to design. So like that, we have many actually, as I said, one or two like this. So again, the final one is software as a service, which was very down. You can see. So you can see on the total right side, the public clouds. You can see a small clouds like that. So here, finally, user try to retrieve the some part of cloud, right? So let me say my Gmail ID. As the Google has the one of the biggest cloud, out of this, my Gmail is trying to retrieve some 15 GB of cloud to save my data, right? So this is all about like public cloud. So even you are doing some particular project, you can take the help of direct infrastructure as a service IaaS, and you can create your own cloud even. So that is what research tooling or multi tenancy, right? So this is about the service models of cloud computing. Guys, this is about the further definitions regarding what is SaaS and PAAS and IAAS. So, which is all about like SaaS, as I said, software as a service, where the business subscribers to an application access over internet. So, as we are trying to use some particular applications with the help of internet, that is what about SaaS. Coming to platform as a service, where the business can create its own customed application for a particular company. So that is about the PAs. So next is for use of some particular company and all. So next IaaS, infrastructure as a service, where players like Amazon, as I said, Microsoft, Google, Rackspace, all these are the biggest backbones to the servers. So they are trying to rent to the other PAS and S. They'll be trying to give for the rent purpose to use their servers, right? So they are trying to maintain. In brackets, you can say it's a game changer as it allows the clients to fully outsource the services demanding. So they are trying to maintain all such biggest servers and total software and hardware related things. So guys, this is about the cloud computing, how this cloud computing is happening, how are the services they are trying to give, what are the types of services they have, and how we can retrieve and all. So what is exactly the overview of cloud computing I have given. So yeah, you can see here like you can see the mobiles and laptops are out of this, and in between this you can see infrastructure is all about some sort of block storage, network, and compute. These are the infrastructure IaaS. Next, coming to the PAS, you can see some sort of queues, database, some sort of identity. All this comes under platform and final application. You can use it for monitoring purpose. You can use it for the communication purpose or finance purpose. Like that, you have multiple applications regarding to use the cloud. Right, guys. This is about the cloud computing. Next, coming towards the big data analytics. So, what is exactly the big data analytics? So, here the definition itself, the collection of data whose volume, velocity, and variety is too large enough to difficult to store in and manage in the data used for the traditional manage or process or analysis. So because like if you are storing the data, it is all about like not only to store and just see. You may try to go with some managing of that particular data, or you may try to, with the help of that data, you will be trying to process some calculation, or you may try to analyze something with the help of data. So that all can be happen if it is too big, if it is not stored in the traditional database, let me say our computer, the hard disk or laptop or mobile. So surely we should use some particular data warehouse, or like a biggest storage data where we'll be using in our internet. So they will be trying to store your biggest data, and they itself, as you write the code towards that, they'll be trying to give some analysis, right? So it involves the data cleaning, processing, and visualization. So the lots of data is being collected and warehoused. So so these are the examples you can see for the web data, for e-commerce purpose, for purchasing the groceries, for bank transactions and social networks. So these are using the bank big data analytics. So let me say how the grocery. So as I'm saying a small example here, grocery stores or some purchase departments, like you can see like value mart or like the supermarkets. Surely in supermarkets we have different hundreds of products, right? So all these products, generally the owner or a person who are trying to monitor all the gadgets, they won't remember that how many how many types of products we have, and each product how much count we have. So surely I should have some sort of storage. So what I do, is all about when I get into my store to sell. So as I get from go down, I'll be trying to give the total how many. Let me say like I have rice bags. So let me say the basmati rice bag. I have 100 rice bags in my store right now. So usually, if people get coming and buying the rice bags slowly, the with the help of the system, whatever we have, we'll be trying to reduce the rice bags. And sometimes with the help of the analysis, whatever the previous data I have, so with the help of that previous data, this computer itself, with the help of some analysis, they'll be trying to say, in this month you have sold 110 sorry 90 rice bags. Most probably in the next month there may be a chance of selling more rice bags, so it's better you bring the more rice bags, not instead of only 100 you may have to bring more than 100. So like that, due to some analysis, they'll be trying to say, this day this month you have finished your rice bags uh, 5 days or 10 days early, so better you bring more rice bags for this time. So this is what the analysis we can say. Let me take another example regarding big data analytics, all about like bank transactions. So if you take bank transactions, surely you may have the bank at Balapur, let me say some Hyderabad area. So from there, your bank branch is there, and you have open your account over there. But wherever you may go out of your state and all, you may doing the transactions. Everything will be stored. Everything will be given your to your total transactions and what is happening, total calculations, all about like how much amount you have, after that how much transactions had happened, now how much you have, total data has to be stored. So this is what the big data analytics are going to do. So here in big data, the storage of data will be more and more, and the analysis will be more and more. Even the weather monitoring stations, some cases like due to some last year in this month what happened, so uh, based on the few years data, they may give as the analysis as a warning, like in this month there may be a chance of more rains, or there may be a chance of high heavy hot conditions, high temperature in the environment. So this is how the big data analytics are helping us. Now let us know what is variety, what is velocity, and what is value, because the increase of this variety, volume and velocity, only the big data analytics are helping us. So now here, the variety means the data may be structured, unstructured, or semi-structured. So this could be a chances. Like let me say, if it is a bank type data, surely it should be structured. The name, ID, and everything. How much account balance it is, an saved account or current account, like that. Each and everything should be structured. So semi-structured is all about like, let me say like mm, some sort of store, this market, supermarket there. It is not required that which particular rice bag from where it was came, and exactly where it was manufactured and what is. So that is not full-fledgedly, not total details are not required. Is it a rice bag, which company, and how much amount, how much count it has, that is required. So that is what we call it as semi-structured, like that. If it is only the storage of some images and voices, that is unstructured. So like that we have types of varieties. Now coming to the velocity, refers to the speed. So this data has to be stored in which way? Just you are trying to store total data and give it into the database, that is enough. That is what batch we can say. If it is the real time, it is all about like the whatever the data I'm trying to give right now, so everything has to be updated in the current times. So that is what real time, like bank transaction, right? So everything should be given at the real time. So that is what the bank transactions happening. Streaming, it's all about some other type of velocities. It may be some sort of, so data is stored with some delay. After all doing internal calculation, it gives the information. So that is what streaming. Next, volumes refers to the amount of data. So if your data is there, in what type of storage you are dealing with. Is that the data is stored in a terabytes, or in a records wise, or in transactions or files. So let me say, if your data is about bank, that will be in type of transactions. If it is about the employee details, that may be in type of tables. So if it is all about something data for the purpose of research and all, that may be in files. So this is about the big data analytics and how these three are done, right? So now coming to the why for we are using this big data, and what is the major objective of big data. So yeah, this is all about the total structure of big data. So how this can be executed, this big data is helping to execute. So now, guys, you can see from down to up actually. So where you can see in the down, you can see some sort of web data, city data, financial, logistics, agricultural, or sensor. So using these data, like city data in the sense, like I can say some sort of environment of the city, or I can say like how much traffic, or what is the electricity it is consuming, what is the water it is consuming. All this maybe comes under city data. Maybe financial, of course, all companies, how much exports and imports, how much income. This is all comes under financial. Logistics, it total products, how they are transferring some sort of gadgets and all. And agricultural, of course, every year how much you are producing, how much you are selling and all. Sensor data, some sort of like environmental sensors and all. So all these are some sort of data which is trying to give uh, some data to the analysis, for the purpose of analysis. So we'll be trying to extract all these types of different types of data, and we'll be trying to integrate this, means we'll be trying to link between each other, and we'll be trying to give to the. So that is what the first stage is: extraction, taking of the data. Integration is all about like linking about the data. Next, computing, data, big data computing and data management. Here we start doing some sort of calculations behind this, for taking the help of like total data from years or from months, or whatever we have maintained. And then we'll be trying to give some sort of visualization or some sort of mining. And finally we'll be trying to execute some sort of online shopping. Some from city data we can execute some smart cities. With the help of some sort of medical data we can give some sort of healthcare system. Or with the help of some financial data you may execute some sort of finance and risk management things, and you can get genetic farm with the help of agricultural data. So this is what the major objective of big data analytics. So for this we have taking some sort of policy and privacy security objects towards to execute this big data analytics. Right, guys, this is about the cloud computing and big data analytics. So this is the major difference, and what is the major purpose of cloud computing and big data analytics, and what it has generally. So this is the overview of big data and cloud computing. If you have any doubts, let me know, and I'll be trying to give you the answer through chat box.